Everybody, I'm Stephen Christensen, and in this podcast, we'll talk about the do's and don'ts of vacation travel. Since we're moving into the peak season of getting away for a week or two, this podcast will offer several useful tips to make sure your trip will be as good as it can be. So let's get into it. When purchasing your trip, check to see if there are alternative departure days. Midweek flights can be significantly cheaper than Saturdays, for example. This savings can really add up for couples and especially families and groups. If you don't pre-book and pay for your seats together in advance, don't be surprised that you'll be sitting in different sections of the aircraft. Everything costs money now, so if you need to sit together, buy that option in advance. Do your research on more than one travel website. Look at the reviews and compare the things that are most important to you. Also read the negatives, because every place has at least one. Don't assume that all places are the same, even if you've previously booked with the same resort chain and vacation company. Don't expect a Cadillac for the price of a Chevrolet. Say you've snagged a great deal for an all-inclusive, a price under $900 for instance. Well, that's either an off-season price, so expect some unpleasant weather, or the quality in some areas will be lower, whether that's food or how up-to-date the furnishings are. Remember, you're traveling. Don't expect what you get at home. The food, drink, water, and intensity of sun are all very different. Enjoy those differences and the local experiences. If you insist on having the same bed sheets, drinking the same liquors, watching the same television stations, then either don't travel or find a resort chain that caters to such. Do yourself a favor and learn a few phrases in the local language. Even though your tour company promised your services in your language, and local staff often provide multiple language services, extending yourself with simple phrases is both a sign of respect and a highly welcomed pleasure. On top of that, your experience will be all the richer. Respect the local customs. Especially in Latin America and the Caribbean, manners of dress mean something. One of my pet peeves is seeing guys walking around without t-shirts. Fine on the beach, but don't walk around the towns and villages without a shirt. You not only advertise yourself as an easy target, you could in fact receive a fine in some places. Avoid anyone offering you something for free. One of my favorites? A few nice guys speaking to you in your language, very friendly, offering you free dinners or boat cruises in return for your time to watch a timeshare seminar. Don't do it. Nothing is free. When shopping at a local store, do not give your credit card to the clerk if the clerk is not in full view at all times. Card readers and copiers are becoming more common. If the clerk says that he or she needs to take your card and process it away from your site, decline the purchase. Simple as that. When you do make a purchase, closely monitor the amount charged and confirm the accuracy on your receipt. While there are many shady areas of business, mistakes also happen. One man recently returning from a trip noticed that his credit card was accidentally charged $7,500 instead of the $75 that it should have been. He let down his guard, didn't check his receipt or the amount entered on the card reader, and guess what? After 6 weeks, he's still dealing with the mistake, despite having contacted the vendor in the country he visited. And don't think your bank will take your side. You authorized the purchase by entering your PIN, so the issue is yours. Put your valuables in the room safe, always, and always keep it locked. Don't overlook things. That expensive perfume you bought in the duty-free, put it in there. And even while taking a shower, keep your valuables in the safe and the safe locked. And finally, bring a small umbrella. They're cheap and lightweight, and with few exceptions, it can rain anywhere. Be prepared for an alternative plan of enjoyment that day, and save yourself the exorbitant local price by bringing your own. Hopefully the tips in this podcast will enhance the quality of your trip, and most importantly, the memories you bring home. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this podcast.